everyone, welcome to Lucy's Larking Adventures. Apologies for the wind noise, bit of a windy day here in Bath today, but it is sunny and we've got a bit of an interesting video for you today. So we're going to do a sort of inner city lark first and then we're going to head out into this lovely countryside and see what we can find out there with the metal detector and the pinpointer. We're going to an area that we've been before where we know there's lots of interesting metal finds, so we're going to take the metal detector with us and hope to find some fun stuff. So we're going to head off to our first location, which is just at the sort of mouth of the river. So we'll pop there now, bring you back shortly. See you in a sec. So we've wandered down, you can probably hear the ducks in the background. Just around that bend there is where this brook from an old village on the outskirts of Bath meets the river. So it's pretty exciting to think that we might find some stuff that is just about to be lost forever, fingers crossed. Look at this lovely piece of pottery that I found. Just sitting on top of the sand waiting to be found. And it looks like it's got the remnants of some sort of name on it. I wondered if that might have said sort of jam or something. Maybe it was a nice jam jar, what do you think? It's lovely, isn't it? So we don't find these very often. Look at this. This is a really old car number plate. You can probably still make out the letters, actually, and numbers, obviously. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? They're obviously a really different shape now to what they used to be. So it's obviously been knocking around here a long time. It looks like it used to say BWT along the top. Can't make out the bottom ones now. So I wonder how that ended up there and what it's been doing since it got lost. So we're just heading up under the bridge again now. A couple of things to show you that we found. So this is modern. It looks very exciting, you can probably imagine, under the water. It is modern. It says Simmons Hereford cider on it. So I imagine it's come from a sort of nearby pub. But yeah, we did kind of think, wow, that's, you know, could be something really old and exciting. And a couple of nice pieces of sort of blue and white pottery as well. And I found this old ring tablet. And I know it's just rubbish and some of you wouldn't even bother with it, but these are before my time. I can't remember ever using cans that had these old ring tabs on, so I kind of like to find those little remnants of times gone by and how things were done. And this little bit of pottery looks like a bit of a lid of something maybe. So a few little things, a bit more modern than we'd hoped for, which is a shame, but we're just going to head up under the bridge and into the older part now, so fingers crossed we'll find some older stuff too. So come with us and let's see what we can find. So this looks exciting, just in the entrance to the bridge. Definitely looks a bit older than what we've been pulling out so far in terms of bottles. Look at that. So again, it's probably not the oldest one that we've ever found, but it definitely looks like it's been bobbing around in here for quite a long time. Look at that. It's going to be a nightmare to clean, isn't it? I wonder what was in it. Some sort of medicine or something maybe, I'd say. Looks like it might have some writing on the bottom if I can clean that up a bit. So yeah, we'll give it a go. See if we can work out what it was. So it's obviously got pretty dark and echoey now for obvious reasons. We're pretty far under the bridge now. But look at this. I think I can tell what this is already, can you? It's waiting to be picked up by me, I'm pretty sure. Look at that. An old paste jar. That's a pretty nice one too, you know. So that's definitely going home for a bit of a scrub to add to Lucy's paste jar collection. So quite a lot of people have asked, because I talk about paste jars a lot because I find so many of them, what paste is, and I have done a couple of videos just sort of showing paste. And when we say a paste jar in the UK, we mean like a meat paste. It's like a meat spread that you would maybe put on like bread or crackers or something like that. It's quite an acquired taste these days. You can still get it, but it's nowhere near as popular as it was obviously when these jars were around. So yeah, that's what it's all about. And look, it looks like it's got a little name on it there as well, so not one I recognise actually. See if I can find out a bit more about them. And there you go. So there is quite a lot of modern stuff under this bridge. Look, there's loads of sort of modern bottles, quite a lot of glasses, which are obviously from the sort of nearby pub. So we're going to do a bit of a clear up here, take some stuff with us to recycle, and then we'll head off to our next stop. We're going to have to get out and back in again, so we'll catch you up when we're there. See you in a sec. So this is just a handful of the things that we found that are sort of modern. I have found the bottom of an old stoneware bottle as well, look, but just the bottom left, which is always disappointing, isn't it? But look, a nice Wallace and Gromit teamwork mug. There's like a glass for every brand of beer, cider, wine you can imagine here. So yeah, I've got a good mind to take them back to the pub from where we think they've come from and get them to do some washing up. But we'll take them out anyway and get rid of them so that they don't go too much further down into the river. I wonder what this was. Can't quite recognise that. Oh, Schweppes, look, little tonic bottle. So yeah, it's just sort of littered here. So we'll do a bit of a clean up, as I said, and then we're going to head further up and focus in hopefully on some older, more interesting stuff. But I'm really pleased with my little poster anyway, so I'll bring you back shortly. Hi everyone, so we've wandered much further up and I'm just following this brook along as far as I can. It's got pretty narrow, it's actually really pleasant. Look, got some little duck friends. Just having a little wander around, see what I can find. So hopefully there'll be some good stuff. It is pretty clear here and it's a really nice day today as well, so not too cold, so hopefully there'll be some interesting stuff to find. I can see a couple of bits already actually, so I'm going to go in and just have a quick look, so come with me. Just might grab it down, go in by hand because I can see what this is. Oh wow, look at that. I don't know how old that is. It's got a screw top and the remnants of a label, so perhaps it's not that old. I wonder what that would have been though. What a funny shaped bottle. I quite like it, you know. So hopefully that's a sign that there's some stuff here to be found, and hopefully it'll get older as we go up. So I'll bring you back and let you know what else I can find. I will also go behind me through under this bridge, different bridge to the one I was at earlier, and we'll see what we can spot. I've just dug this bottle up from underneath a rock. You can tell it's been there a little while, look. I think it's got some age to it. Look, it's got that top. Have a look at the bottom. So I don't think it's super modern. It's probably not super old either. But let me know what you think. I might try and give it a clean up, you know, see if it's got any writing or anything underneath this muck. See if we can find out a bit more about it. But yeah, let me know what you think. So I've just come through under the bridge. I wasn't able to film as I went because it was a bit rocky and I was a bit unsure of my footing. Not much to be found under the bridge except from this lovely, stunning, you might say, piece of pottery. Look at that, isn't it just gorgeous? It's just got such a great colour, hasn't it? Still a bit of pattern on it and a bit of shape as well. So that's really nice. And I'm just heading down sort of behind me now. The sun's out, you can hear the water trickling and it's just lovely. And I've also just pulled this out, which I don't think is particularly old at all. I can't work out how it's got in here, but isn't it just really sweet? Country Life basil. Look, it's still got the remains of some stuff in it. There's probably a bit of river sand in there as well. So someone's lost their pot of growing basil, which is a shame, but it just made me smile as I was walking along the river. Spotted something here that looks like it's half buried, potentially broken. See what it is. Oh, it is broken. Just a bit of pottery, look. It's hard to tell how old that is or what it was, no pattern or anything. Look behind me. I'm just going to move my feet over. You can see two little pieces here. Look at that. A lovely green sort of dot design, a lovely flower. Isn't that nice? And then there's another piece just nestled next to it. Not from the same piece, look. Stunning blue colour. Isn't that just wonderful? Really bright, vibrant blue actually, isn't it? Oh, look at that. So yeah, some really nice pieces of pottery coming out today. So that's good. Always love to find those. I'm going to keep going. It gets a bit narrow down there, but I'm going to go down and see what I can find. So we'll keep looking and we'll let you know what else there is. Look at this huge chunk of metal. Feels like metal that I've just pulled out. Ryan thinks it's some sort of old tool, maybe an axe or something, whereas I think it's like a hinge, something that would have been on an old door or something. Certainly been around a long time, hasn't it? Look at all that stuff all over the top of it. But let me know what you think, whether you agree with either of us or think it's something completely different entirely. Certainly very heavy. Well, yeah, who knows? So you can see it's getting pretty narrow here, but I'm going to keep going as far as I can. It's getting pretty deep as well, but I'll keep heading off and finding some pretty neat things. Look, another lovely piece of pottery. on this stunning piece of glass. Look at the shape of it and the beautiful colours under there. So yeah, that's really stunning, isn't it? Really pleased with that. So I'm going to head a bit further down, just get out of this deep bit, and then I'll bring you back and we can have a look together, see if there's anything else. Just found this lovely old handle. Look at it. I wonder what it was from. It's just so decorative, isn't it? Now, I must admit, when we saw it under the water, we were pretty sure it was a clay pipe, just from the kind of shape of it. Look, you can probably imagine, can't you? But actually, it's just pretty stunning in its own right, isn't it? It would have been from something pretty marvellous, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased to have found it and rescued it. And there is something else in front of me as well, which looks pretty exciting. So if it is what I think it is, I'm going to be pretty pleased. You can see that visibility is not great here. I'm kicking up lots of clouds of dirt, so you probably can't quite see what I'm talking about. But let's go in, and fingers crossed it is. And it is. Look at that. Hopefully some of you recognise this. This is a shoe pattern. So in the sort of the old days, and I can't quite age this actually, so I will just try and have a look when I get home at some age. But this would have gone on the bottom of some sort of dainty women's silk shoes, so that she didn't have to walk in the mud, and she would have walked instead on these. They would have just sort of clipped over. So isn't that neat? We found a couple of these before actually, but they are pretty rare to find, and I think they're just so interesting, aren't they? They tell us just such a lot about the social history of, you know, the fact that there were women that would have to put these on over their shoes, and men sometimes as well, because the ground was either muddy or just full of muck because there were no kind of sewers and stuff, and the shoes were just made of silk and weren't really substantial enough in their own right anyway. So I really love to find those. I'm pretty pleased to have pulled that out here. It's a good sign that there's some interesting stuff. So I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to head a bit further up. Fingers crossed I'll find some more stuff. I'll bring you with me. Always an old jar. Look at that. It's definitely got a bit of age to it as well, hasn't it? It would have had the old cover on it. They very rarely have names or anything on them though, which is always a shame. Yeah, as I've said before, I find quite a lot of these and I just use them around the house to kind of store stuff in. They look great when they're cleaned up, so it's always pretty neat to just find something, isn't it? So I'm heading back up, sort of back on myself now. I'm going to go and try and go a bit further the other way. So bear with me, bring you back shortly. Look at this. I show you not because it's a relic, but because I just can't really sort of believe that I found it in a brook. It's a full jar of what looks like beetroot, but I can't be sure. Heinz 57 varieties. And it's best before April 2016, so goodness knows how it's ended up in here. Maybe it sort of escaped from someone shopping and got washed away, but even so, what an odd thing to find. Look at that, it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely little patterns they've got on them, haven't they? The sun's gone in and it's just suddenly got a bit windy as well, so not ideal conditions, but I'm alright. I realise you probably can't see very well under the water, but neither can I, so we'll just do our best. Come through the bridge with me. Something electrical to me. Can't quite stand up straight, so it's a bit of a squeeze to get through. There we go. There's always this under a bridge, always just Only gets stuck, doesn't it? I've had a little look through. There's nothing sort of particularly caught up in it that I can see. Well, that was. It's got some age to it, doesn't it? Maybe it's just been in the river a long time. You know what you think? Look. A great big spanner. So someone's lost that on their travels. Let's see if Ryan wants that. What's this? Oh look, the bottom of an old bottle. Just the bottom. Ooh, I'll get that out. But it's got the sort of deep indent at the bottom. I will clear all these things out, but take them when I go. Right, let's head a bit further up this way. It's going to get really deep now, so I'm just going to plough through, but I'm going to just put you down until I'm a bit further up, and then I'll bring you back. So I've headed a bit further up, and things are starting to get a bit older. Look at this. This is what you might call a heartbreaker. I think this is probably a cod bottle, just from the shape of the top. It might not have been a cod, but definitely got some age to it. Look at that. It's got Bristol around there. So yeah, it would have been some sort of lovely bottle from a Bristol brewery. So a lot of you have suggested that we could bring these home and sort of saw off the top and make nice sort of jars or vases out of them. I think this one's probably too far gone just because the crack sort of cuts into the nice emblem there. But definitely something that I'll be getting Ryan to have a look at later on with some of our other broken bottles. So real shame, but hopefully a sign that there's things to come. So we'll follow it on. So this place is getting stranger and stranger the further up I go. Look at this old pot. It's just nestled underneath like this, and I thought, oh, that's got to have some age to it. And actually I think it's fairly modern. It's very heavy. And when I turn it over, it's actually Le Creuset, which is a pretty impressive brand. So no wonder it's got some weight to it. God knows how all this stuff has ended up in here. I dread to think. But I'm almost tempted to give it a clean and keep it. It's pretty good find, isn't it? So what an odd thing to pick out. Just thought I'd give you a very quick view. So at the top of Bath, of our lovely city, on this lovely day. Isn't it lovely? Just driving around our city to our Larking location, and look, just thought I'd show you the Royal Crescent. Some of you I'm sure will have seen it before, but if you haven't, isn't it lovely? It's got such a great history to it as well, and it just really is one of the most stunning places in our city, so thought you might like to see it. See, it's really busy with tourists, quite a popular attraction. enjoyed that glimpse of the city. We're just heading out of the town now and into our next location. This little guy in the road. Let's wait for him to get out of the way, and then we'll show you when we get there. Hello everyone, so welcome to part 2 of the video. You will have seen we've just travelled through Bath and come out just on the outskirts now into the countryside. So it's really peaceful here. I'm sure you can see the lovely clear water and the lovely bird song in the background, look. So we are here. We've actually been to this place before. You might recognise it if you've seen the video that we've done here before. We found lots of interesting metal artefacts here before. So we've come back with a pinpointer, and Ryan's brought his metal detector. So we're going to have a go with it. I'm just going to lark by eye, of course, and see if I can find anything interesting. So we are a bit amateur with the metal detector. Ryan's got a Garrett Ace 200i. Just had to check. So he's going to have a go, and he'll just bring me back and let me know what he finds. So if anyone has got any tips, if any metal detectors out there got any tips on metal detecting with that particular model, then just give us a shout. We'd be interested to hear from your experience, so let us know. I'll bring you back shortly and let you know what I can find. See you in a sec. So this is my first find, not a metal detector find. I just found this by eye. Look at it, isn't it just magnificent? This is why we've come back with the metal detector, actually, because there are so many interesting things like this here. So Ryan tells me that this looks like a brass sort of radiator cap, maybe from a car radiator, but definitely got some age to it. And it's just got just such a lovely look, hasn't it? Really just a nice piece. So hoping to find plenty more like that. You can see it's a lot clearer here. Hopefully lots to be found. I'll keep you posted. So Ryan's had his first find already as well with the metal detector, and look at this. It's just a really old, really lovely buckle. Isn't it a great find? Still got a bit of action to it. How old do you reckon this is? I'd really appreciate your view on it. I can't quite age it, so let me know what you think. But it's just lovely, isn't it? What a great thing to pull out. So we're really excited to find out what else is here. Fingers crossed there's lots of great stuff. We'll let you know. Okay, so allow me just to catch you up. We're kind of, our plan is to come downstream as far as we can and then work our way back up. So so we've come a little bit of a distance since I saw you last, but I found a few things on the way. Look at this lovely old brass. Do you know, I think it's another radiator cap actually, don't you? It's definitely old and it's weighty, and it's really odd that there's so much kind of metal stuff like that here. This is also a metal find. I'm going to try and give it a bit of a clean off because I'm a little bit intrigued about what's underneath it. So bear with me on that, I'll bring you back. And then look at this, I just found this by eye, and isn't it just the cutest little thing? So it would have had, this obviously would have gone around like this, wouldn't it? These lovely little details here. And then the top would have what, held a candle, do you think? So I wonder what that's part of. Let me know what you think. But I absolutely love it. I think it's just a really beautiful little thing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing your ideas about it. Just try and get it in focus for you. Let me know what you think it is. Found a few of these before, but probably here actually. These are I think they're little fuse caps, aren't they? It says Lucas England, so they're some sort of electronic. I thought they were bottle tops originally, but I think someone told me they're some sort of fuse cap. So yeah, they're pretty neat, aren't they? That's pretty good condition as well. I've also found my first complete bottle. I've just watched it here, look, to take care of it until I can show you. And this again is a really common find for us. Shield Hall, and it says there Basing's. No, it doesn't. Does it say? It doesn't say Basingstoke at all. It says Essence of Coffee and Chicory. And then on this side it's SCWS. So it's quite nice to find a complete one. Definitely got some age to it. Look, it's got the older cap on it. And you know me, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I like to just find stuff. So I'm just going to pop that there again for safekeeping while I take you down to have a look at this, because I've also spotted another bottle here I'm just going to very carefully pull it out. And let's have a look at it. Oh, I love these. So again, found one of these before. This is like a cod liver bottle. Look, it's got the tablespoons. I can remember the first one of these I found, and it was really exciting because I just love the design of this with the little measure on the side. Isn't it great? So yeah, super pleased with that. I'm definitely going to keep that and clean it up. Again, I know it's not, you know, it's monetary value. It's probably nothing. But for me, it's just the excitement of finding it after all these years and the stories it can tell about, you know, how people used to live. Imagine the house that this came from. So we'll keep looking under the bridge and bring you back shortly. This area really intrigues me because there's lots of stuff like this. Look at it. Just love this. It's got to be the insides of an old clock, surely. And I found lots of similar things here before, and you know, a couple of bits today. It's obviously been in the water for quite a long time. I'm just, you know, I've tried to do some research on the area and I can't see why it would all be here. So I'll see what I can find out, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. I'm going to try and give this a clean up because they just look really great. Some of the things that I've found before here that are a bit similar, when I clean them up, I just mount them and I just think they make really nice ornaments. So I'll have a go at cleaning it up and let you see what it looks like. Look at this, what a beautiful little thing. I absolutely love to find inkwells. You'll probably notice that I love to find a lot of the things that I find. I just do, I just love old stuff. So I can't tell the age of this one. It's probably slightly more modern, is it? I can't tell actually, you know. But isn't it just dainty and cute? It's just great, isn't it? So yeah, that's going to come home for a bit of a clean up, and I'll look forward to adding that to my collection. I don't normally show you the myriad of broken pieces that we find, except when they've got stoppers in them, because I absolutely love that. So I'm just handling this very carefully because I've pulled it out hoping it was a whole bottle, and it wasn't. But look, it has still got the rubber stopper on the top. So I'm going to carefully put my gloves on, get it out, and I'll show you the stopper. And there we go, there it is. After all these years, floated around on that bottle until there was hardly any of it left. And that really is a relic of times gone by, isn't it? Look what Ryan's just found. This is definitely, I think, my find of the day. It's the remains of some sort of old toy or something, surely. Look at it. You can just see the machine there, and it's just got the remains of the old man in it. Look. Isn't he just great with his steering wheel? Let's try and give it a little clean off a minute, see if we can get a better sort of view of it. Clean some of the mud around him. Look at that lovely orange colour. Look at him sat there driving. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Gosh, I absolutely love that. So I wonder how old that is. What do you think? I can't kind of quite recognise what sort of toy it would be. So let me know if you think you can identify it or age it for us. But yeah, that's a definite keeper. So we'll try and get some of this rocky stuff off the bottom and out of the middle. Give it a bit of a clean up. But look at him there. Isn't he just magnificent? What a great find. So here's a couple of other interesting pieces. Look at this. Apparently this is a latch from an old car bonnet. So that's definitely got some age to it. And that kind of leads us to believe that there's the remains of an old car in here. So whether the car went in one piece and is sort of broken up, you know, much further upstream and worked its way down over the years, who knows? But isn't it intriguing? Why would that happen, I wonder? And then also just this old brass sort of caster, look. So again, quite an unusual thing to find. But it's pretty interesting here. So we've had a bit of luck. We're still going to have another quick look on the way out, but we are going to call it a day now because the sun has gone in and the wind has sort of come up, so temperatures dropped. It is still kind kind of spring weather here, so we've not got the nice hot sunny days yet. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Anyway, we've seen a bit of larking through the city and now out in the countryside as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed our finds. There's been a whole kind of mix of stuff today, which is always nice to just kind of keep us busy. We've got a few places lined up. We're just going to wait for the water levels to drop a little bit more. So we'll try and get out every week, but we can't promise. We'll just let you know what the weather does. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook. There's a Lucy Larking page. The link to that is in my bio on YouTube, so do go and check that out. And thank you so much for all of your comments. If I haven't responded to you, I'm sorry. I promise I have read your comment, but sometimes it's just hard to keep up with responses, so I do try. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you soon. Take care, bye.